Ay, lo que queramos.
Ah, pero es que porque se metió el agua en la casa.
Uy, marica. Uy.
¿Cómo te va?
Mire.
Dale, dale, dale.
No, pero no.
No podemos hacer más nada.
Heavy rains that have continued to pound southern Colombia in recent days have caused extensive flooding in the town of Montecristo. Local authorities declared a state of emergency following the overflowing of a major river, inundating residential areas, agricultural land, and several public facilities. Montecristo, in the Colombian department of Bolivar, is facing one of the worst weather emergencies in its recent history. Torrential rains that lasted for more than 12 hours, compounded by the overflowing of at least 3 rivers, have almost completely submerged the town. Currently, more than 90% of the urban area is flooded, with serious consequences. Streets have turned into rivers, and homes are flooded up to their roofs. In addition to damage to homes, the flooding has destroyed crops, road infrastructure, schools, and the local hospital, where medical personnel were only able to salvage some of their equipment.
Sigue lloviendo aún.
As much as 95% of Montecristo Bolivar is reportedly flooded due to the ongoing heavy rains, with impacts extending to the towns of Villa Herb, Regencia, and San Agustin, as well as the surrounding countryside. Floodwaters have covered residential areas, public facilities, and agricultural land, paralyzing community activities and forcing some residents to evacuate to safer areas, while local authorities have declared a state of emergency and accelerated disaster management efforts. Initial estimates indicate that more than 1,000 families have been affected, but the number could rise as the investigation continues. Local authorities have declared a state of maximum alert, while residents have been forced to evacuate and seek shelter in schools and higher ground. The Bolivar provincial government has launched a humanitarian operation, distributing food packages, blankets, and emergency equipment. Emergency interventions have also been launched to clear clogged drains. The situation in Montecristo, southern Bolivar, is increasingly dire due to severe flooding that has inundated almost the entire region. Affected residents have been forced to evacuate to schools and hilly areas in search of safer places, as rising water levels inundate homes and disrupt daily activities.
En lo alto del colegio, ahora se van a montar para el segundo piso. Y lamentable la situación. Y hay Johnson subiendo para el cerro, recogiendo gente, subiendo para el cerro, para el colegio. Hoy, qué situación lamentable.
The situation has worsened due to the continuous rainfall recorded in recent hours. Last week, flash floods partially inundated the municipality. Although water levels have begun to recede, recent rains have revived the risk of further flooding. Monitoring of rainfall and river levels continues from the Integrated Command Post, while progress is being made in assessing damage and identifying affected families. Authorities confirmed that emergency response measures are underway, including coordinating humanitarian assistance, verifying high-risk areas, and activating contingency plans in anticipation of worsening weather conditions. The Bolivar provincial government issued an urgent appeal to the public to heed official recommendations, avoid travel through flooded areas, and report any emergencies to relief agencies. The Integrated Command Post, PMU, will remain active and operational continuously as long as the threat of rain persists in the southern part of the department. To coordinate the emergency response to the flooding that hit Montecristo and southern Bolivar in recent hours, Governor Yamil Arana Padawi led the activation of the Integrated Command Post, PMU. The rain that has been falling since last night, Thursday, in Montecristo has not stopped. So we've already taken action. Everyone who can make quick and effective decisions is in this PMU, said Governor Arana Padawi. Floodwater continues to flow in the area around the Francia farm, about 2 kilometers from Monteria, with floodwaters reaching 40 to 50 centimeters, hampering residents' activities and threatening surrounding agricultural land. Following the sudden rise in water levels in the Regencia district of Montecristo municipality, the Municipal Risk Management Council is actively assessing conditions on the ground and conducting a census to identify families affected by the flooding. The central office explained that they have a permanent emergency plan in place that includes an early warning system, intensive communication with community leaders, and the activation of sirens in riverside residential areas, with signals controlled directly from the control room to alert the public to potential rising water levels. Advised to remain vigilant, as weather forecasts indicate the potential for continued heavy rains over the next few days. To date, there have been no official reports of casualties. However, authorities have emphasized that emergency response efforts will continue to be intensified to minimize the further impact of this hydrometeorological disaster. Several main roads were reportedly cut off, while power lines were disrupted due to flooding and landslides in the hilly areas around Montecristo. The local government, along with rescue teams, continues to evacuate and distribute emergency aid, including food, clean water, and health services to affected residents. According to reports from disaster management authorities, the extreme rainfall triggered a significant increase in water levels, inundating hundreds of homes. Many residents were forced to evacuate to safer locations after water levels reached nearly 1 meter in several densely populated areas. In addition to damaging infrastructure, the flooding also impacted transportation access and logistics distribution.
Mira,